Hey everyone. If you're just now seeing me for the first time, this is a bit of an awkward video. But hello, I'm Brandon. If you're from my main channel, let me just be clear. I'm not doing drugs. Don't worry, that's the last thing I want to do. The reason I'm making this video is to kind of vent about what's been going on the last few months. I've been flaking, taking a month at a time between videos, not really doing what I needed to do to be a good content creator. Let's say I kept up the same grind from the initial surge of my channel a year ago. I imagine I could have been at least 5,000 subs by now. At least. I could have had my first real sponsor, developed some connections, maybe even gotten to a point where I wasn't in my current headspace, but let me explain what's been going on. I'm a broken man. A lot's happened. I don't really have much. I have my dogs, and I have my laptop, and I have my phone, but that's kind of about it. Before we continue, let me explain my addiction. Addiction can apply to anything you developed a physical or mental dependency on. Most everybody who's addicted to something is addicted to one thing at the end of the day, though dopamine. And in today's day and age, that doesn't just come with drugs. Some people like the process of doing something, and the reward is the dopamine surge. But thanks to a lifetime of YouTube and gaming without the ability to afford much else outside of what I can freely access on my phone or computer, I've kind of fried my own dopamine receptors. Let me break it down a little more. You ever notice how you'll play a video game, hardly any time passes for you, but the next thing you know, 4 hours has gone by? That's because the game has shot up your dopamine receptors most of that time, more than likely, especially if you have a strong urge to go back and play some more. And that sense of accomplishment and satisfaction comes from the fact your dopamine receptors were triggered. Let's take Call of Duty, for example. Every kill you get, dopamine shot. Seeing a good scoreboard, dopamine. Pick up your favorite gun, dopamine. Good loadout, dopamine. It's not like biting into the most amazing food you've had in your life and suddenly you're on cloud nine, but it's more of a steady stream of micro triggers. Little things that give you a, huh, neat, instead of the, oh my god, this is amazing feeling. How does this apply to me? Well, for those of you who don't know, I've been going to therapy for the first time, ever in the last month. I'm also in a rough spot and feeling a certain way about a lot of things. The state of the country I live in, the state of the world, the state of humanity. It's all a crushing weight on me, and I feel powerless to do anything not just about the world, but about my own life even. What's the point of working on videos if it's not going to lead anywhere? What's the point of trying to make a difference if the people in power are almost all a bunch of evil scumbags that would definitely find a way to take me out of the picture? What's the point of trying to be successful if my literal dozens of attempts have all led to nothing? I've been afraid of failure, afraid of getting close to people, afraid of putting myself in the spotlight and being scrutinized because I felt like I wasn't good enough. And while I did make a pretty motivational video last month and got out of that rut a little bit, I'm only just now realizing how deep the spiral really has been. How does this tie into addiction? Well, it's how I've been coping with all of this. I've been addicted to Helldivers 2 and YouTube. Now, some of you may be scratching your head, some of you may have already clicked off the video, and some of you may have scoffed at the mere notion. But let me try to explain why this happened. Helldivers 2 is a pretty amazing game. Almost every day that I play, I get some multiplayer matches where I can make a difference in the match, or at least have an enjoyable experience. I have a little experience with the military and law enforcement, and this game kind of gives me that same kind of brotherhood sort of feeling that those gave me. For those of you who don't know, I was never really close to my family. As a child, I was neglected, and the moment I turned 18, I was abandoned and left to die, kicked out and basically told, good luck. Recently, around 6 months or so ago, I even crashed out at several people from my family. Told me exactly what they did, how I felt, all that. That pretty much caused them to cut all ties with me because the truth of neglecting and abusing someone hurts, I guess. But then again, I did curse a fair bit, but after bottling it up as long as I did, I think I deserve that much at least. That feeling of companionship, that hole in my heart where family and friends should have been, Helldivers has kind of kept hitting that same sort of dopamine rush when you get to do something fun with your family, like going to an amusement park and having a nice day, or having a Halloween trick-or-treating outing, or something similar. I actually got to feel like I've been part of something where I actually matter.
He helped us out so much.
And that sort of fixation where my trauma has been fed into and exacerbated by a video game where I shouldn't be going down that sort of rabbit hole has kind of been keeping me hostage. I'm only today just realizing exactly how damaged I am in that regard, and how I need to focus more on making these videos and fostering a community where I can bring attention to these sorts of things. It's kind of why I have such a mental and emotional dependence on my dogs. Losing one of them to me would most likely be the same feeling as a parent would from losing their child. Literally, I am not exaggerating. As for YouTube, I get little chuckles and laughs out of watching things. I watch Keemsama because it feels like I got a friend there just chatting. As much as I yap, I prefer to listen to people in conversations, or at least where I don't have anything substantial to talk about. I watch Kit Boga and Moist Critical or Penguin Zero, and CoffeeZilla because I like seeing random wacky things that make me chuckle, or seeing awful people get what they deserve, and being able to see the terrible people get what they deserve in real time helps me feel like I have some little bit of control or power to hold evil people accountable when they do something terrible, or just rejoice as a community when someone awful gets exactly what they deserve. All this together has been a steady drip feed of dopamine that's been keeping me hooked, and I bring this up now because I want to stress the importance to everyone watching here, not to let this happen to you, or recognize that if it has, then take steps to remedy it. I'm putting my entire future on being a content creator at this time because it's all I've got left, but I also genuinely want to make a difference in the world. I want to build and establish rapport with an amazing community of people that are willing to see me and treat me as a person instead of an awkward thing. I'm a content creator that truly and genuinely cares and wants to be a positive influence and role model and make genuinely positive changes in the world. But a part of that is also making sure that I bring awareness to topics such as this and make sure that I'm taking care of myself so I don't fall down this rabbit hole any more than I already have. Because I wouldn't want it to happen to anyone in the community, and I owe it to y'all in case this sort of thing might be happening to you as well, whether or not it's deliberately because of my own content or videos or because of anyone else you may be watching, and bring it to your attention. All this is to say, hey, I recognize what's going on. I need to start focusing more on making these videos to be successful. I need to reduce the amount of content I consume, the amount of Helldivers I play. I need to focus more on making these scripts and videos because the work is the important part to make the payoff all the more nice to experience and undo the damage that has been done over the last 10 to 15 years to my fried dopamine receptors. And by taking these steps, maybe someday, instead of living in the illusion of being a part of something greater and making a difference in the world, I can take the steps to genuinely actually do so, and by extension encourage the people around me to take steps to make a positive change in their own lives and communities. That said, thank you all for being here, and thanks for watching.